Hello everybody, I am the Baron and we're going to talk about one of my favorite games of all time, Reunion, and how you can download and play it at home. So to start off, what we need to talk about is getting a copy of the game. So I'm very lucky I actually have a physical copy of the disc. Not that easy to find. You can take a look for it on Amazon or something like that if you're wanting to do this absolutely the correct way. We'll talk a little bit about the legality of the whole thing a little bit later. But if you don't have the disc, so I have the disc, you can tell if you watch my videos the sound is replaced. It's not replaced because a lot of the times if I play a game I'll replace the sound specifically because you run the risk of it hitting copyright or something like that. So if you replace that with music that you know is okay, then you kind of save yourself. So I try and do that as much as I can, but in my physical copy of Reunion I can't hear the music at all, which is kind of sad because the music is pretty awesome. So one place you could potentially go is something like myabandonware.com. There's a few different ones, as it shows here. Amiga is another one that you can use. Those sorts of places allow you to get your hands on something like Merit's Reunion. So there is a free download for this game, and it's available on several different sites. I just picked this one because this was the first one to pop up when I was first researching this game to see if I could get a copy with sound. But as I said, I kind of decided I didn't need that, so I didn't worry about it. So you do a straight download of this. All you have to remember is you download it and extract it. And then from there, you need to figure out a way to actually play the game. So DOS games are no longer supported directly through the different windows. Instead of that, what I recommend and what I use, D-Fend Reloaded. There'll be links for all of this in the description below. D-Fend Reloaded allows you to play these games direct on your PC and appears to be good. I haven't had any issues with, accidentally downloads of viruses or anything like that. It seems to work really well. So here, there's a couple different ones you can set up. Once you do that, the little icon looks like this, and this is what pops up. So once you have D-Fend Reloaded, you can add the program, you add with Wizard, and then you select the games that you're going through. It's fairly intuitive, the whole process you need to go through. And I'd say probably, it's hard to put a percentage on, but a vast majority of the games have something within the program that allow you to just run it automatically. And then with that, you can just start the game and you're good to go. It runs it perfectly, looks great. My particular recording software is a little difficult. It'll look a little strange. It'll all kind of pop into a corner and you won't really see it. So I won't start it in this particular video, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the legality of doing something like the download section. So for anyone not lucky enough to have their own copy of Reunion, downloading off those sites, it's a legal gray area. The short version, is that no, technically you are not allowed to just straight download off the game. I'm thinking about doing another video of who actually owns Reunion. I've put in a little, probably too much time, but a little bit of time trying to figure out who actually owns the game, because me, like every other major fan of this older game, desperately wants a re-release of it. Like some kind of update, even just a graphical update. What I'd like to see is the exact same game, a little bit more polished graphics, but otherwise exactly the same and just an expanded universe, right? Because of hardware expansion and everything else that we've got going on with computers being so much better now, there could be literally thousands of worlds. You could even have it so that everything's randomly generated, right? There's a major story that you need to follow, but otherwise you literally have to explore in order to find the resources you need to make things happen. So, if only. So the reason Reunion's on Abandonware and a lot of other of those types of sites, it comes down to the fact that the companies that own it, it's really hard to track who actually owns it. Many of the websites of the developers are now defunct, and a lot of products and different pieces of the game developers as they went along were bought up by different companies. So it's really hard to track down who actually owns Reunion, because all of the Austrian developers that were related to Reunion now have other companies in Austria that own it too, but they're all private. So tracking down who exactly owns it, who knows? And but the fact of the matter is, whoever does own it, either they're defunct, which means that they're not suing anyone for downloading the game, or they do exist and they don't mind people downloading this older version of the game, as in they're not enforcing the ownership rights that they have to the game. Which one is it? who knows, it's a legal quagmire. I can see why nobody's dealing with it or has any interest in touching it. And that means that all of us, or all of you, that don't have a physical copy of this amazing game, get the opportunity to play it. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. If you have any questions for me or you want me to talk about something else, please let me know. And that's the video. I hope you liked it. And until next time, this has been the Baron.